Okay, in today's demonstration, we are going to explore what a brush is and how to make our own brushes and mark making tools. So here's a brush. It's got three parts. Basically, it's some sort of fibers or bristles attached to a stick or a handle. This is called a ferrule, I guess, this metal part. I'll be using string and wire today to attach my fibers. And a brush is I think of it as a three-dimensional mark making tool with multiple surfaces. So this one, I've got the front edge, I've got the side edge, and I've got the flat of the brush. So, and then depending on where I'm holding the brush, either further back or closer up I get a little more control. Further back, less control, but I'm going to get a broader movement, right? And then the other variation is how much paint, how much pressure. So it's kind of complicated, you know, even though it looks so simple, there's a lot to it. So I've been going down to the beach and collecting sticks. This is a little sea sponge that I wrapped and tied on there that I've been using on the other videos. This is, all it is string wrapped around. It looks like a little mini broom, okay? Feathers attached to an end of a stick. It's a great painting tool. Here's the Hawaiian Paintbrush with its little handle and bristles. Yesterday, I wrapped Q-tips together and turned that into a stamp / brush. I'm going to make a brush today out of this, I think it's coconut fiber I found in a parking lot. And you're going to laugh. I don't think I'm going to paint with this today, but I'm going to show it to you. So I went to the 99-cent store and I got this mop. It was only $2. And with this long stick, right? So that could be a brush. I'm not going to do it because that would be really messy, but I am going to try it later. So that I painted with this last night, a duster. They also have them as gloves. This made fantastic marks. I'm going to do this again today. And what's genius about it is I can pull this whole thing off, throw it in my washing machine, clean it up, use it again. Adria did remind me not to throw it in there with any white clothes, though. And then for $2 at the 99-cent store, I got all of these brushes today. So I'm going to explore some of those. Okay. So first I'll turn this into a brush. And you can use string or wire. I'm going to use this thin wire. Sorry, struggling with the camera here. Okay. So I just put my fiber on there, wrap it around rather tightly. Got myself a brush, okay? A little broom brush. Okay, now I am going to pour some of this liquid black paint in this bin and start my mark making texture studies. Some will be repeats from my other video and then some will not. Okay, so I'm just gonna dip this in here. and see what I get. What's so much fun about this is you have no idea. It's going to be a surprise, right? And some you will love and some will not be a keeper. Okay. See, like I was prepared to be a little bit more wowed by this. I'm not that wowed. Okay, I'm going to do the Hawaiian paintbrush so you see the difference. Okay. This one to me is great. I get a really nice brushy mark that's like dog fur. It's pleasant to hold. That's the other thing, you know, the brush feels good or right in your hand. Okay. I'll try my little broom here. So I can just go tap, tap, tap with this thing, or I can start pulling it, which I like. Looks a little, you get these lines a little bit like tree bark. Okay, I'm gonna try this thing. Okay, I'm gonna add a little water and see what happens. It's a little more fluid or flowy with the water. And the other goal is, you know, fill up the whole page. You don't make one or two marks. You got to fill up the whole page to see, really see what that item can do. Okay, I'll repeat this. I love this one. It's like a giant sponge Q-tip. Less paint, get a lighter, softer, brushier mark. Added a little bit of water, see what I get. Again, yeah, more fluid. Okay, I'll do a little bit of Q-tip down here. This one surprised me. I really like this one actually. It looks sort of like pebbled rock texture. And then if I drag it, that almost looks like wood grain. You can't keep it, but it's, you know, it's cheap enough. You can make them if you like it. Okay. All right. Here's the feather, a single feather. I really like these because you do get, it does pick up the texture of the feather really nicely. You can use the side of the feather and drag it. Okay, now I'm going to try one I've been talking about, which is corn. Let's see. It's not going to fit in there. Okay. I went to grocery outlet today and got a really cheap piece of corn, so I don't feel too bad. Corn is a personal favorite. Okay, then there's corn husk. This is less of a brush and more, you know, printing texture. But anyway, here we go. Let me bring that up close so you can see it. Love that. Okay, now trying to save room for this guy. I did make a little gizmo earlier. I put a spool on wire. I'm going to roll that in my paint. It's totally fun to work with. I'm not sure if I'm going to reuse those marks, but kind of like a rolling pin. That has potential. Okay, now last but not least, the secret weapon. Okay, so really globbing it in there. Hang on. I'm going to reuse one of my previous sheets of paper. Okay. This one feels very, I know some of you have seen the Van Gogh show. It really has sort of that quality. And I really want to try this, but like get multiples of these and just layer, 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 but with different colors. I think I'm excited about that. This holds a lot of paint. And then I can also pull. And I have a bucket of water here. I'm throwing everything in so I can clean it and it doesn't dry out on the item. So that's got a really nice movement to it. You know, even though it's just this study, there's something going on here. I could build off of that later if I want to.